So Zoe was a lovely girl. She was just like any normal 20-year-old. When she was a little girl, she loved living out in the country. She loved her ponies and her dogs. She was involved with the pony club games, and she was just full of life, full of fun. She went bungee jumping, she went whitewater rafting, and it was a lovely day. It was a September day. The sun was shining, the roads were clear. I think there might have been a football match on, and the roads were empty, and her cousin had come to stay, and he arrived on this wonderful shiny red motorcycle, and he had matching leathers and go faster stripes, and he just looked the part. I don't know what happened. We just went against everything that we'd ever said, and so he had a ride on Matthew's motorbike, and they got into the lanes near Pigden. The lanes were narrow, they were coming round a corner, and Matthew thought that there was a car coming in the other direction, and he saw people in the road, and he thought he had nowhere to go, so he snatched at the brakes and the bike somersaulted. And we don't know if Zoe hit a tree or whether the bike landed on her, but she died at the scene.
It was one of those moments which never happens to us. You know, this happens to other people. But it did happen to us, and a couple of hours passed. They should have been back. Then a police car came past the house slowly, and I knew straight away they were looking for us. And he told us that Zoe had died. Now, we remembered that when Zoe had been about 11, she saw something about organ donation on television. She had never heard of organ donation, and she watched the feature, and then she just looked at us, and very casually she said, "Oh, if anything happened to me, I want the doctors to use my spare parts to help others." Just very, very casually, and then she got on with her life. And maybe on one other occasion, she mentioned just briefly that she would wish to be an organ donor if anything happened to her. Now, in our case, because she had said that, it was so easy for us to say to the hospital, "Can you use anything?" And in the event, they were able to use her heart valves and one of her corneas, and that has meant a great deal to us.
I just couldn't have put her strong young body in the ground, and it's just wonderful to know that there are these two little girls whose lives have been transformed through something as small as a heart valve.